Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now let's be honest, as we try to be, at least in this office. What success did NATO, United States, the West have against Russia? Militarily, did they win? Now you can say, well, they stopped the Russians. Yeah, that's correct, but still, most of the territory the Russians wanted or thought it belonged to them nevertheless, it's in their hands. Economic aspect. Oh, let's go back to the military. These guys are depleted. Those guys are still fighting. The Russians just broke the front in Kupiansk. The Ukrainian counteroffensive is dead. Any success? No. On the contrary, it seems like certain people want to escape Ukraine, as Mr. Reznikov, the defense minister of Ukraine, one of the four little pigs. He wants out. He wants to be the ambassador to UK. The one that was fired by his other little pig friend, Zelensky. You can't make shit up. So what's going to be? More weapons? Like what? You got about 31 more Abrams coming. You got some F-16s that are old, and how many will you send? 3,000? No. About what? 20, 30, 40? Do you think it's going to change anything? I don't think so. It's going to prolong the slow defeat of NATO. So militarily, I don't see any successes over there. Financially, economically, did Russia collapse economically? No. Did the ruble collapse, as they predicted the experts in the first 48 hours? No. Was Russia isolated politically? No. Remember Russia-Africa summit about a few days ago? 49 countries out of 55, more or less. They participated. Isolated? No. Still does business with the BRIC countries, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Still there. Why did they lose? The same guys that they would have lost anyway. United States, which is the guy who wants to boof Russia, and its weasel states, the usual suspects, the weasels. All right. So economically, politically, Russia did not lose. Sanctions, correct. How did they work out for them? They affected more the Europeans than the Russians, and the Americans are going to take over Europe economically more than they did so far. Germany is in a recession. Russia is not. United States is not. But Germany is. Supposedly the European area is, the EU, Eurozone is in a recession. Russia is not. How many sanctions were? How many rounds of sanctions? 12. Did they work out? No. So where are they winning? It's late, 1 year and a half. What happened? Is there any sign that Putin is going to commit harakiri or seppuku? Or anybody's going to come from behind, pull a Brutus on Caesar? No. So where is the success? On the contrary, you see Western countries saying, we don't know this guy anymore, we want out. Anyway, so this is, I think, the situation where we are economically, politically, and militarily. And on top of that, if you remember, these weasels, they said, we're going to unilaterally impose a price cap on a product. On oil, on Russian oil. Remember I said, we will not deal with this, but only at $50 a barrel, blah, 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 blah. Remember that one? Guess what? The Russian oil right now sells more than $50. Now what? You know what's happening right now? The United States, the guy that everybody loves, comes around and tries to smack people to hold the line. That's what they do. Is that the guy you want in charge? I don't. Let me read you this little article, or at least a few sentences. Reuters, they must be true. This is from today, August 10th, 2023. Most Russian fuel exports now pricing above G7 imposed price cap. So, most Russian fuel exports from the Baltic and the Black Sea regions are now pricing above a price cap set in February by G7-led coalition. They said, no, we will just do it as the communists did. We're just going to do a price control. That's it. We're not going to let the market do its thing, because we are capitalist countries. We're capitalists, but we're going to monitor and going to, fix it for everybody else. Are they capitalists? No, they're not. They're capitalists when it works in their interest. When it doesn't work, no, let's have a little socialism here. All right, let's move on. So, designed to limit Moscow's revenues in the aftermath of its invasion, the rise in Russian fuel price comes as global prices for fuels from other origins soar amid strong demand and low inventory levels. I said this since these guys were talking about it. The group of 7 countries, the European Union and Australia, set price caps for Russian diesel and other fuels to keep markets supplied while limiting Moscow's revenues after the EU ban on importing those fuels came into effect in February 5. Okay, good. The EU ban bars EU vessels, so this is what it is, bars EU vessels from carrying Russian oil origin fuel unless the products are purchased at or below the price cap agreed by the coalition. Artificial price gouging right here, gouging or whatever it's called. The coalition set a $100 per barrel price cap on products that trade at a premium to crude, mainly diesel, and $45 per barrel cap for products that trade at discount, such as fuel oil and naphtha. The Argus data shows that prices for Russian origin diesel, gas oil, naphtha, and fuel oil loading in the Baltic Sea and Baltic regions have exceeded those caps in recent weeks, plural. As at a press briefing last week, a senior U.S. Treasury official said Washington is confident that the price cap is working to squeeze Moscow's revenues and stabilize energy markets. What do you mean stabilize? I think the market has its own thing. Why do you get involved in it? Despite a recent upturn in prices. Acting Assistant Secretary of Economic Policy Eric van Nostrand said the cap was continuing to limit Russia's revenues. Yeah, I can see that. They're just in an economic downfall. While giving no coalition buyers additional leverage to negotiate prices down. How did it work for you, baby doll? Russia's Ural crude has also been trading above the coalition-imposed price cap of $60 a barrel. The Biden administration is poised to increase outstretch to Western trading houses, insurers, and tanker owners to remind them. What does that mean, you think? Remind them to abide by the price cap. So the Biden administration will contact these guys, the Western trading houses, insurance, and tanker owners, and remind them to abide. That means they're going to threaten them. The administration is expected to use soft tactics, blackmail, threats, instead of widespread threats of harsh enforcement on potential violators, or as that could upend energy markets, they said. All right, my friends. So you don't do what I'm telling you to do, we're going to come and get it from you, like a protection gang. All right? So are the guys that are supposed to bring the rule-based world order, right? These guys, they will enforce it. It was not Germany who said we're going to come and put some soft whatever on you. It was the Americans. How come? I thought they're all together in this. But some people are more inside than others. It's like they call it dog weddings. You know how the dog weddings are? It's like a female dog in heat, and you got a stronger guy, and you got about 20 other dogs around. They'll never get to the female dog, only the big dog. That's the big dog, we know who there is. The female dog, we kind of guess, and the rest, European Union and Australia, mate. Good job. Do what you do best. Be a weasel. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Good job.